Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. It is now 10 a.m., and I hereby call to order the annual stockholders meeting of Soriano Corporation. This meeting is being conducted virtually via video conference. Joining me today is our corporate secretary, Attorney Lorna Pataho Kapunan. Earlier this morning, the board of directors convened. My fellow directors are participating in this meeting via live stream, accessible through our official website. Our stock transfer agent, Stock Transfer Services, Inc., has validated the voting results prior to the start of this meeting. Ms. Secretary, may I request you to certify the proof of notice of the meeting?
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. As Corporate Secretary of Soriano Corporation, I hereby certify that the notice of the annual stockholders meeting, together with the procedure for registration, participation, and voting in the 2026 annual stockholders meeting, was published in full in the business sections of two newspapers of general circulation, the Daily Tribune and Malaya Business Insight, on March 20 and 21, 2026. In addition, Mr. Chairman, digital copies of the notice of meeting, the procedure for the annual meeting, the company's definitive information statement, and the annual report have been uploaded to and are in accordance via the PSE Edge platform and the company's official website.
Thank you, Ms. Secretary. Do we have a quorum?
Mr. Chairman, I hereby certify that 2,784,296,250 shares of stock, or 92.81% of the issued and outstanding capital stock of the corporation, are represented either in person or by proxy or through remote communication in accordance with the procedure for the annual meeting. Accordingly, Mr. Chairman, a quorum is present.
Thank you, Ms. Secretary. The meeting will now proceed to the consideration and approval of the minutes of the annual stockholders meeting held on April 16, 2025. Ms. Secretary, may we request you to present the item and thereafter report on the voting results?
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. The minutes of the annual stockholders meeting held on April 16, 2026 have been available for examination by the stockholders at the office of the corporate secretary throughout the past year. In addition, a digital copy of the minutes has been posted on the company's official website since last year. Management is proposing the approval of the following resolution, which is now displayed on your screen. Resolved that the minutes of the annual stockholders meeting held on April 16, 2025 be approved. Regarding the voting results, 2,784,296,250 shares of stock, or 92.81% of the issued and outstanding capital stock of the company, voted in favor of this resolution, either by proxy or through the online stockholders voting system in accordance with the procedure for the annual meeting. Accordingly, Mr. Chairman, the resolution is approved.
Thank you. The next item of business is the presentation of the company's annual report for 2025. A digital copy of the annual report has been posted on the company's official website. I will now present the highlights of the 2025 annual report, including the financial results for the year ended December 31, 2025, as well as the operational performance of our subsidiaries and affiliates. Again, good morning, fellow shareholders. Welcome to our 2026 virtual annual shareholders meeting. Despite a year of considerable headwinds, both at home and abroad, Anscor has delivered strong results. and I'm pleased to share the highlights of our performance. The Philippine economy grew by 4.4%, slower than the 5.7% expansion recorded in 2024. Growth moderated due to a sustained decline in public construction, softer consumer confidence, and weather disturbances that disrupted agriculture, infrastructure, and household consumption. Governance concerns surrounding misappropriation of flood control projects undermined business confidence further and further dampened investment activity. ANSCO reported a net income of 5.4 billion pesos, a 15% increase from the previous year's 4.7 billion pesos. 2025 results included non-recurring gains of 420.3 million pesos from the sale of ANSCO's investment in the Bistro Group and from the partial divestment in iPeople Inc., a Philippine education conglomerate. The company recorded a 4.4 billion gain from its public securities portfolio, including interest and dividend income and foreign exchange gains. The principal contributor was a 3.6 billion income from a 47% increase in the share price of International Container Terminal Services, Inc., or ICTSI. ANSCO registered operating revenues of 1.2 billion pesos, of which Phelps Dodge Philippines Energy Corp., PDP, provided 1 billion. Share in resort earnings declined to 59.6 million from 123.8 million in 2024. And KSA Realty Corporation delivered 75.1 million in cash dividends. Total cash dividends paid by your company in 2025 amounted to 75 centavos per share. Another 50 centavos per share dividend was paid by ANSCO last April 2026. The book value per share of your company as of the year end has increased by 16% from 22 pesos and 10 centavos to 25 pesos and 70 centavos. In 2025, PDP achieved record sales and profits of 12.3 billion and 1 billion pesos respectively, before non-recurring expenses, driven by strong volume growth in both domestic and export markets and supported by all-time high copper prices. This performance reflected higher sales volumes of PDP and PDP's ability to maintain stable margins through strong operational discipline and effective cost management. PDP's major milestone was its first high-voltage submarine cable supply and installation project on Davao Island, underscoring PDP's expanding technical capabilities and strengthening its position as a trusted partner for complex infrastructure developments. Looking ahead, PDP will sustain its growth momentum and reinforce its market leadership with a broadened portfolio of allied products and services, capture opportunities in high-growth infrastructure sectors, and targeted niche export markets. Seven Seas Resorts and Leisure Inc., the owner of Amampulo Resort, reported a consolidated net profit of 95.7 million pesos and generated total revenues of 1.4 billion pesos. Aman's sales strategy saw extensive international sales missions to Australia, Asia, the Arab states, the Cannes international luxury travel market, and strengthened its international brand presence through media trips, editorial features, and enhanced digital marketing initiatives. Following the Department of Transportation's directive to reduce congestion at the Ninoy Aquino International Airport, Amampulo and its exclusive charter partner, Island Aviation, began operating regular flights from Clark International Airport on March 29, 2026. It is expected that this move will add another layer of logistical complexity and cost. Overall, ASCOR continues to closely monitor AMAN's management of our resort, Amampulo, and we are committed to maintaining the resort's profitability through revenue enhancement and cost optimization. ATRAM Investment Management Partners Corp., AIMP, remained a leading independent Philippine asset management firm in 2025. This year was marked by consolidating strategic initiatives and building operational scale following the partnership between ATRAM and Union Bank of the Philippines that became effective on January 9, 2026. As of December 31, 2025, the AIMP Group managed 486.4 billion pesos in total assets, a 34% increase year-on-year, largely driven by the Union Bank Trust Company acquisition, with gross revenues rising 23% to 1.7 billion pesos. Cost discipline remained a priority for the group as it continued to invest in talent and digital infrastructure. On March 2, 2026, ASCOR's board approved a $15 million investment commitment to Navigar Fund 3, which will target proven Philippine businesses in high-growth sectors such as education, business services, food distribution, health and wellness, hospitality and leisure, and consumer products. Navigar's earlier funds 1 and 2 have done well, with reported increases of 200% to 300% on investment value. In its 58th year, the Andres Soriano Foundation, ASF, continued to strengthen and expand assistance to opportunity across Northeast Palawan's island communities. ASF's integrated programs in health, education, livelihood, and environmental stewardship advance the ASCOR's group's environmental, social, and governance commitments while building a long-term resilience in underserved areas. ASF entered into a new chapter in 2025 with Mr. Andres Soriano IV being elected as chairman and Ms. Sandra Soriano appointed as president. The foundation welcomed Ms. Katrina Razon to the board. These leadership transitions underscore ASF's continued commitment to its mission and strengthen the organization as it moves into the next phase of community impact. Ms. Lemia Simbulan, ASF's Executive Director, retired on April 30, 2025, after 31 years of dedicated and unwavering leadership. During her tenure, she initiated and grew all the programs that make ASF what it is today. Thank you, Lemia. ASF's Small Island Sustainable Program and integrated health, education, livelihood, and environmental interventions aimed to reduce structural inequality and dependency while strengthening community-led systems. The program supports inclusive growth, improves accessibility, and mitigates long-term social and environmental risk in the 4th and 5th class island municipalities of Northern Palawan. ASF expanded access to essential health care through preventive care, maternal and child health, water, sanitation, and hygiene programs implemented with local government partners. On cancer care, ASF sustained its partnership with the University of the Philippines, Philippine General Hospital by supporting 4 oncology fellows and providing chemotherapy maintenance, medicines, and referral support to indigent cancer patients. On disaster relief, ASF helped 723 households rebuild their homes and speed up their recovery in the aftermath of super typhoons Tino and Uwan in November 2025. Growth projections for the Philippines have been revised downward due to the geopolitical tensions, trade restrictions, and uncertainties arising from governance issues surrounding publicly funded infrastructure projects. We are also closely watching the ripple impacts of the Middle East conflict, which could strain the global economy by disrupting supply chains, energy markets, weakening air travel and tourism, spurring inflation, and curbing business investment and heightened risk and uncertainty. On a more positive note, the enhancement of the amended Investors Lease Act extending the maximum allowable lease period to foreign investors from 75 years to 99 years will enhance the country's competitiveness in attracting long-term foreign direct investment. Anscor management will continue to focus on resilience and financial discipline, and we will remain agile in the shifting economic environment. Your company will actively evaluate opportunities arising from these developments and pursue initiatives that will enhance the overall portfolio. Last year, we paid tribute to Mr. Eduardo J. Soriano. And this year, I wish to mention a man whose counsel shaped this company for nearly 3 decades. We mourn the passing of our longtime director, Mr. Oscar J. Hilado, and extend our deepest respect and gratitude for his 27 years of dedicated service to our company. His integrity, wisdom, and steadfast commitment leave a lasting legacy. May they both rest in peace. We acknowledge the dedication of our management team, the support of our employees, and the continued trust of our shareholders, customers, and partners. So on behalf of the Board of Directors, thank you. We will now proceed and address questions from the shareholders. In accordance with the procedures for this annual meeting, we have received a question submitted via email at registration@anscor.com.ph. Ms. Secretary, may we request you to read this question?
Mr. Chairman, we received the following question from a stockholder. Can management share the company's outlook for 2026, particularly in light of current global conditions?
As mentioned, for 2026, we remain cautiously optimistic. We recognize that global conditions will continue to evolve and will impact our businesses. And in this environment, we will remain focused on strengthening our core businesses, improving our operational efficiency, and maintain financial discipline. We will also be on the lookout for new opportunities and investments. Overall, we believe that our portfolio is well positioned to navigate the storm that faces us and to continue to deliver value to our shareholders in the long run. Since there are no further questions that have been submitted, we shall now proceed to the next item on the agenda, the approval of the 2025 annual report and the audited financial statements for the year ended December 31, 2025. Copies of these documents have been uploaded to and are accessible via the company's website. Ms. Secretary, may we request you to present the item and thereafter report the voting results? Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Management is proposing the approval of the following resolution, which is now displayed on your screen. Resolved that the 2025 annual report and the audited financial statements for the year ended December 31, 2025 be approved. With respect to the voting results, 2,784,296,250 shares of stock, or 92.81% of the issued and outstanding capital of the company, voted in favor of the resolution, either by proxy or through the online stockholders voting system, in accordance with the procedure for this annual meeting. Accordingly, Mr. Chairman, the resolution is approved.
Thank you, Ms. Secretary. The next item of business is the election of members of the Board of Directors. Ms. Secretary, may we request you to inform us of the nominations that have been received?
Mr. Chairman, pursuant to Section 3A of Article 4 of the bylaws of the corporation, the following individuals were nominated on March 2, 2026. Mr. Andres Soriano III, Mr. William H. Otiger, Mr. Ernest K. Cuyegeng, Mr. Johnson Robert G. Gold Jr., Miss Camila Maria H. Soriano, Mr. Eduardo Jose M. Soriano Jr., and Attorney Jose Mario C. Bunyag. Mr. Johnson Robert G. Gold Jr. and Attorney Jose Mario C. Bunyag were nominated as independent directors of the company. With respect to the voting results, each of the nominees received sufficient votes for election as director. Accordingly, they are hereby declared duly elected as members of the Board of Directors for the ensuing year.
Thank you, Ms. Secretary, and congratulations to my fellow directors. The next item of business is the appointment of the company's external auditors. Management has proposed the appointment of CICIP Gores Velayo and Company. Ms. Secretary, may we request you to present the item and thereafter report on the voting results?
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Management is proposing the approval of the following resolution, which is now displayed on your screen. Resolved that CICIP Gores Velayo and Company be appointed as the external auditors of the company. With respect to the voting results, 2,784,296,250 shares of stock, or 92.81% of the issued and outstanding capital stock of the company, voted in favor of the resolution, either by proxy or through the online stockholders voting system. Accordingly, Mr. Chairman, the resolution is approved.
Thank you, Ms. Secretary. The next item of business is the ratification of all acts, contracts, investments, and resolutions of the Board of Directors and Management since the last annual stockholders meeting, as recorded in the minutes book, reflected in the annual report, and in the audited financial statements, or that have been disclosed in reports to the Securities and Exchange Commission and to the Philippine Stock Exchange. Ms. Secretary, may we request you to present the item and thereafter report on the voting results?
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Management is proposing the approval of the following resolution, which is now displayed on your screen. Resolved that all acts, contracts, investments, and resolutions of the Board of Directors and Management since the last annual stockholders meeting, as recorded in the minutes book, reflected in the annual report and the audited financial statements, or disclosed in reports to the Securities and Exchange Commission and the Philippine Stock Exchange, be approved. With respect to the voting results, 2,784,296,250 shares of stock, or 92.81% of the issued and outstanding capital stock of the company, voted in favor of the resolution, either by proxy or through the online stockholders voting system, in accordance with the procedure for this annual meeting. Accordingly, Mr. Chairman, the resolution is approved.
Thank you, Ms. Secretary. If there are no other business matters that stockholders wish to raise, on behalf of the directors of the Board of Directors, I would like to take this opportunity to express our sincere appreciation to all of our employees for their continued dedication and support to our company. We also extend our heartfelt gratitude to our fellow shareholders for their continued trust and confidence in the company. I will now entertain a motion for the adjournment of the meeting.
I am Jose Cayobit, stockholder. I move to adjourn the meeting.
I am Michelle also. I second the motion.
Thank you. There being a motion duly made and seconded, the meeting is hereby adjourned.
Adjourn.
Thank you and keep safe.
Thank you. You don't have